Here we go. We are back. It has been forever since we've done this. My fault. Personally, my fault. Kind of got busy with some things with regular life, so podcast kind of ended. Didn't really have nobody to take it over, but we are getting back to it here. So, tonight with us, we have, I think, most of the admin team here. We got admin and driver Robert Lukens.
What's up?
We have we have driver and admin Dylan Parker, and then we have driver and admin Noah Maori. You know, fun fact: I just learned how to pronounce his name. Uh,
Like 5 minutes ago.
something like that.
Mayuri. Mayuri.
Something like that. All right, we're gonna bring this up real quick. Then we're gonna go back to full screen, because we are recording. We're gonna put this on YouTube too. So, everybody see the bullet points?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Oh.
Alright, so the first thing we're going to start off with tonight is kind of a season 7 recap. From we were doing week to week on the recaps of the podcast. We stopped it, so now we're going to try to give a whole season recap or half a season recap. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, you are actually seeing the Slide Job 500 that we ran last week. Incredible turnout. I mean, we had good amount of cars, great racing. Didn't end with a good amount of cars, but that's Daytona racing. So I mean, it all come down to crazy driving in turn 3 and 4. Kind of shook up the top 10 going to the finish line. So, but we'll have that playing today, and as we're sitting here listening, we'll try to get through most of this race as we're talking. But back to season 7. Um, we'll start off with I guess our season champ, Davey Hendricks. Went on a tear to finish the season off. I think he ended up winning 4 or 5 in a row to end the season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 4.
So, I mean, he went into the playoffs and did his thing. So, I mean, it come down to 2, maybe 3 drivers at the last race, and he just dominated that race, and nobody stood a chance. So, I mean, got to Charlotte, and I think he ended up leading like 80 to 85% of the laps. So, who else was in that
80?
race? No, you was. Dylan, you were in that race, weren't you?
No, I was not. I was not
He
racing
was
for
he
them.
was spotting for me.
Oh, okay.
I was? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
was.
were.
Yeah. I was on the spotter stand. Forgot about that.
All right. Well,
Davey
take us
Hendricks
from where
was
you
on
see.
a pace of his own that night, like he was in most of the playoffs.
Yeah,
And
him and Cameron Hearn were just on a different level.
stupid fast. It's like reminded me of AJ and myself in season 5. A little throwback.
Yeah, I mean, it ended up being a really good season. I mean, if you think about it, 20 races, that's a long season. But for it to come down to, I think I mean, I ended up finishing second in the season. When we come down to the last part of the season, it was 11 points between me and Davey. Like, I needed to go into the race, lead every lap, win the race, and hope he wrecked out early. But to come away with what I did with second place, in a good field of drivers, I felt pretty confident.
Why didn't you win it?
Man, I had nothing for him. I had nothing
Ah,
for Davey.
go out and win it.
I tried, but I could not. I could not seem to figure out how to run Charlotte. I just ran the tires off the car, and
You don't gotta run faster than them. You just gotta. Well, you can do other stuff. You remember me in season 3? I didn't have to be faster than Frank to beat him. I just had to wreck him.
yeah, that is true. um, So I think it ended up me being second, Corey Cook third, Christopher Basinger would have been fourth. I don't remember who the top five was at that point, but we had a lot of great races, especially in the playoffs. Multiple races go flag to flag. Some of the most boring racing. So, but you know, we're gonna be completely. I'm gonna be completely honest here, and we did have driver numbers kind of dwindle towards the end of the season, so it was kind of field got smaller, but you know we still had the core guys show up week in and week out and do their thing. So you know there was good, clean, hard racing all season that you know none of us could really be upset about. So Noah, how'd your season go?
Um, it started out good. At the beginning of the season, finished second. Um, felt really good about that, and then missed a few races here and there. And then had some issues with my pedals, like 5 or 6 weeks in a row. Um, so I would start the race and then have to park it because the throttle would only go to 80%, or the brake would start to fluctuate without me pressing it, which neither one is fun. Um, but towards the end of the season, barely made the playoffs, um, and then worked my way up pretty far. And then I think at Chicagoland, um, there was a little miscue for somebody uh, further ahead, and he missed pit road and came back out onto the track, and I had nowhere to go and got into him, and that pretty much ended my championship run. But all in all, there were some good races like everybody else. There were some good races and there were some bad ones, but all in all, it was a fun season.
Oh yeah, definitely a great season. Rob, what kind of get your take on it?
Last season was still a learning curve for myself. I definitely had a lot better finishes in prior seasons, but overall racing was probably the best that I've been a part of since I came in season five by far, and I'm hoping this season's going to be blowing it out of the water.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping for a really good season. I mean, we're going into our eighth season as a league, so um, you know, with that saying, it's been a fun 3 years. I would say we've been at this what 2018, almost 4 years. I think
It's been a little bit. You're getting old.
yeah, 20. I think 2018 is actually I had my first race in this league, and it was only like 4 or 5 races into the first season.
The league started in late 2017,
Okay, so it might have been
like very late 2017.
yeah. So I know it was somewhere in 2018 I joined. So yeah, I've
Mhm.
almost been at this at 4 years. This league has been going on for almost 4 years now. So, you know, with core group of guys with new guys coming in, I think I think we got all everything kind of mixing together to put on a great season. Um, so speaking of the new season, we're gonna kind of take this podcast and take this time to anybody that's listening, I guess, take the time to let you know some of the cool new things that you know we got coming for the season, some changes we got going on. Slide Dive is going to be a little different this season. First off, we are going to go away from our traditional 20 race seasons for the first time. 20 races have kind of been a big thing for us, but we have realized that you know that long of a season, you know numbers start to kind of dwindle down, so we shorten the season up a little bit. And we're going to run 15 races this season. Um, I feel like 15 races will still give you a good amount of regular season races with the playoffs. So should be a good. I'm hoping it goes in the right direction. So
Just gotta hope for the best.
oh yeah, definitely. I mean, if our season goes anything like our Slide Job 500 did, then I feel like we'll be doing pretty good. Because I mean, all in all, that race was actually really good.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's we're going into season 8, but we kind of started it off with a one-off event of Slide Job hosting a 500-mile Daytona race. Excuse me. But with that, if that's any tale of what we got to look forward, because I know a bunch of those guys are looking to race season 8 with us. So I know some guys that weren't there that are gonna race with us. I think what are the numbers up to now already? 20, 22, 23?
22 and 24, including very interested people.
So I mean we're already, and we haven't even recruited yet.
Nope, that's just
So
word of mouth.
so to not recruit, have already 22 cars wanting to be there, 24 cars wanting to be there. That's not bad numbers to start out with.
Yeah, just after switching to day two.
Oh yeah. So that is another new thing. I'm glad you brought that up. Slide Job is actually, we're gonna go away from the Sunday night races. We will not be racing. Well, the Xfinity Series will not be racing on Sunday night. That's another couple cool new things that we wanted to offer this season too. Is there will be racing on Sunday night, but it will not be the Premier Xfinity Series. Um, with that, I'll actually let Noah take over and kind of either go in depth or kind of give an overview of what we have to offer on a couple different nights throughout the season.
Sure. So this season, a lot's changing. And one of those things is uh, combining what we have over at Next Racing League into um, a fantastic base that was built with Slide Job. And with that, we wanted to bring over our series at Next um, to give people the opportunity, because of the date change from Sunday to Tuesday, to give people the opportunity to race if they're not able to, or just for people to have another day to race. Um, Slide Job in the past has done um, secondary series or feeder series, and has had varying success with it, but there have been some good runs with certain series, and we think we have a good format for that. We're still working on it. It's not 100% complete, but we've got a really good baseline, and we're gonna have a lot of that information coming out very soon. But to give a quick overview of it, um, on Saturday night, or on Sunday nights rather, we're going to have the Slide Job Next series. So these will be 10-week series. Um, so a little bit shorter than the Premier series for Slide Job. And the first season, so there will be 4 seasons throughout the year. So there will be 4 opportunities to win a championship throughout the year. And the first season will be using the super late model. Um, and the cool thing about this, which I know myself and several other people think it's exciting, is these aren't super late models on short tracks. These are asphalt super late models on short tracks, on mile and a halves, and even on super speedways. Um, these cars are a ton of fun to drive. They can be challenging, um, but most importantly, they're a ton of fun to drive. And we think it'll be a really fun experience for everybody at Slide Job to race in a less serious manner. Now, I mean, we take these races seriously, and we want them to be as competitive as possible, but they're more laid back and more fun, and that's the focus for the next series. Um, Along with that, a little bit later in the year, we also plan on running a another series called the uh, Slide Job Super Cup series. So this series will be run on Monday nights. Um, these will use these will split time throughout the season. It's another 10-week season, and we'll use the current next gen car, Gen 7 car, for half of the races, and the other half of the races will use the 87 cars. Um, again, it's a nice variety on the schedule. There are lots of different tracks, lots of fun tracks, and we think it'll be a good opportunity to get a little bit of the old and a little bit of the new NASCAR into the league. And along with that, the final plan that we have for the expanded series of Slide Job um, is the Road Touring Championship on Friday nights. This is also later in the year, and there's still a lot of details that need to be worked out for this one specifically. But we have s- quite a bit of it worked out so far. But this is another 10-week season, um, and there will only be one of these, just kind of to get a baseline and see how well it goes. Um, but we'll use GT3 cars, Mazda MX-5, V8 supercars, Indy cars. There's a uh, whole list of cars that we're going to use throughout the 10-week season. Um, at all the different several different road courses that we think will be a lot of fun to race on. It's something a little bit different. I know that this league is um, certainly well known for oval racing, and that's about it. But we also know that there are a lot of people out there that really enjoy road racing, and I know a lot of us enjoy road racing as well. And this will be a lot of fun, I think, to dip your toes into road racing a little bit in this 10-week season. Um, there's a few details on some things um, the I'll release or Martin will release um, in the coming weeks regarding how the scheduling and the rules and everything. But I think for the most part we've got that all squared away, and we'll get that out to you as soon as possible.
Definitely. So I mean, kind of like a good overview of what he's saying is we are trying to put we're trying to give guys as much seat time as they want. Um, Now, like you said, these seasons are gonna run different. We're still gonna have our Premier Series run our Tuesday nights, so that's gonna be kind of like our bread and butter. And then, like you said, these feeder series, or I don't even want to call them feeder series because I don't want to feel like I'm trying to put, too much emphasis on one series. But
It's more of a their supporting series,
yeah,
I guess.
so like I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm really excited about the Friday night series. Uh, I'm not a huge road racer, but I'd love to get better at it. What better way to get on the track with guys that you know? I feel like the super late models on Sunday nights is gonna be a blast.
I'm most excited for that.
That's gonna be a lot of fun. Like like Noah said, there's gonna be some short tracks. Don't get us wrong, but if you ain't never ran a super late side by side at like Chicagoland or something, you haven't raced then yet.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be beating and banging a lot. Those things
those are and those
disadvantage.
cars can take a beating too.
Yeah.
You can definitely beat the heck out of each other with those cars. Um, so yeah, so quick recap. We're looking at the Sunday night Super Late Model Series, the Monday night Super Cup Series, our Tuesday night Xfinity Series, and our Friday night, what'd you call it, car touring?
The Road Touring Championship.
Road Touring Championship on Friday night. With, like Noah said, it's going to be different cars, different tracks. Um, could be a couple robles, maybe a couple street courses. I'd love to get a street course or two on that schedule. I'm a big fan of Belle Isle, so we're just gonna go ahead and lock that in for one of those races, right, Noah?
Yeah,
Okay.
I actually like Belle Isle, so yeah,
So
I'll add that to the schedule.
Belle Isle is definitely a fun track. So I mean that's just like things we definitely got a lot of things moving in the right direction. I feel like for this season, and especially the group of guys that we got that I feel like can work together and show respect and things like that. I think will be great for us. So, but right now, I mean that's what we're looking at. Four different series, four different nights of racing. Um, the info on the Friday night series, like Noah said, we'll release later on because we have some time before that series starts. But I think we have a pretty good mindset or kind of base set of what we want to do on Sunday nights, Monday nights, and Tuesday nights, and then take a break Wednesday, Thursday, and get back to it Friday. So if you don't get enough racing, it's because you're not there. I mean, it's your own fault. So at that point, I'm not sure what else to tell you. So speaking of, season 8, what we do have set in stone right now is we have a lot of details set for season 8. We have schedule. We have this season we are requiring a driver fee. Now that's based on, I think, the last 2 seasons we ran, we have not had a payout. For payout for top finishers, championship, whatever. We've kind of just ran on, you know, pride and bragging rights. So,
You win bragging rights if you win the championship.
oh, I know, but that's all you want at that point. So, um, what we're looking at for this season is it's $250 to win the championship. Now at that point, um, now I would say I know I might have said all details, but there's kind of probably a couple details that might have to be talked about too. Is if we're going just top driver, or are we going top three, top five? And those things would be kind of, we'll talk about it throughout the admins. Once we can get all of us together. But I do know first place is 250, so we'll just throw that out there. It's 15 races, most points get you $250. So if that doesn't excite you, I don't know what does. So, um, so we'll kind of let Dylan take this over. Kind of talk about the league fee, why it was brought back, in our new team championship this season. That we'll let Parker kind of explain all that.
So basically, entry fees add to the purse. Who would have thought? So we're good. Entry fees coming back from season 4 and 3, like we used to have it. Had more people show up back then. They wanted to race for money, brought it back. So just gonna bring that back. Have purses again. Maybe give more incentive to race. Team championships. That was something that left in season 5. All right. Or is it season 4?
I think 4 was the last time we ran
Or
team.
yeah.
Yeah, last time we ran teams back then, and it seems like a general idea that teams help build more of a community in leagues because it just brings people closer together like that. So bringing that back, it's $35 base purse, right, for teams?
Yeah, as of right now, it's base $35.
Yeah. So not big like some other leagues, but it's a start for right now because that's all we can really do. Um, with that being said, the entry fees are only $10. So the purse, everything from the entry fees goes directly to the purse, and if not from other sponsors or stuff like that, may go to it. I don't know. Um, but yep, basically just bringing back the $250 purse, $35 purse for the championship for the teams, and $5 for team to own a team, and whoever pays for that entry fee for the team becomes a team owner. And I think driver limit 4. That's what we settled on, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that sums it all up. It's pretty simple.
Yep,
I think
sounds
that's
about
about
right.
it.
Yeah. So, talking about the direction we're kind of moving into is we want to build this based on drivers. At the end of the day, if you don't build it based on drivers, drivers aren't going to show up. Drivers don't show up, you don't have a league. You don't have a show to put on at that point. So,
For sure.
um, I mean, and we're looking at full transparency here. Uh, any driver can ask me, anybody can ask me. It's an open book when it comes to this league. Um, the 250 off the top is the way we had it set up. The 250 off the top was coming out of my pocket, which is fine. I'm putting this on. This is what I want to happen. Now, with with driver with the league fee, that's gonna help with that. So then what that does is once we cover the prize pool with the driver fees, the rest of the driver fee will move into putting a broadcast on for everybody. I mean, we all like seeing a race after, we like to get the in-car view. We love to go back and if something cool happens in the race or you end up winning the race, you want to go back and watch the last 5 laps. And somebody, hollering and screaming and, oh, calling your name out of turn 4 for the win. That's kind of the way we're going. We're looking at a couple different options, couple different prices right now. Um, we're trying to find the best quality for the best price. It might not be the most expensive, it might not be the cheapest, but we're trying to put on the best quality for the guys that are racing week to week.
It
Um,
definitely adds to the nostalgic point too, because I found myself all the time going back to races 2 or 3 years ago, just watching old broadcasts,
oh yeah, I mean, how
just
many
to
times have
see
we
what shit
sat
was
in
going on
here?
then.
Yeah, how many times have we sat in here and just pulled up old ones and talked to each other for 2 hours watching a race that we all were in 2 years ago.
Yeah, just reminisce of how bad we used to be.
Oh yeah. So and that's just being completely honest. Anything extra, 100%, I would take care of, or the sponsors we're looking into. Um, but right now, it's we're not quite. I think we are covered with the prize money with driver fees because we got what 22 people signed up. So
Yeah,
technically, well, we had one guy kind of overkill it, but we appreciate that. He knows who he is. Very much appreciated.
Dane K. Cruz.
But yeah, Dane kind of overkilled us with what he sent in, which like I said, com- grateful as hell to him. Hell of a guy. Annoying as hell sometimes, but still a good dude.
Stand up guy.
Still a good
Tell you
dude.
how it is.
So yes, prize pool right now is covered. What we are working on now is either I come out the rest of the pocket for the broadcast and we take the extra money that we do have and move it to the prize pool, which that is a strong possibility. With like I said, we either move into top 3 or top 5 payout, so we might need that extra money for those payouts, which is fine. If that's the direction we decide to go, I'm 100% for it. Um, but right now we do have prize pool of 250 locked in for the champion. Um, the money's there, the decision's there. Like if you win the championship in season 8, it's 250 in your pocket. So I mean, I think that's pretty awesome. That's a big payout per for a season. So it might not be the biggest, but it's still a pretty penny.
That's bigger than most. One lead comes to mind that definitely isn't that big for the leader. Couple.
So it's what we want to do, man. We want to put it back into we want to put what we do here back into the driver's hands. So the guys that show up week to week, man, they're excited and they want to be here. And that's what I feel like I've tried to do every season here was try to put it in the driver's hands. To a certain degree, some things you kind of have to say, all right, hey, this is the line that you can't cross. But it's fine. Things like that can be made. Decisions like that can be made, and it'll work out. But I guess we
Craig. Craig just left.
Craig left. What?
We killed him.
No, Craig left. No, Craig did not leave.
Man,
That would really suck if it glitched out and all of the stuff that was just said is gone. Oh yeah, Martin. So,
We're still live on Facebook, so
really?
yeah.
Oh, all right.
Now recording.
Hey, there we go.
There's Craig.
Craig is back. Now what was you gonna say?
Never mind.
Okay.
I hold it off. Hold off.
Okay, no problem. All right, so let's get this pulled back up. So, all right, now what we're gonna do is we're going to the season 8 schedule. Gotta make sure I got the right one with the right dates, because somebody screwed that up. Is this the right dates? 3-1, 3-8, 3-15. That is
Okay, it
not.
that may or may not be the right dates. Hold on. Let me just look real quick.
I don't think that's the right dates.
I think
No,
that's the right dates.
that is the right dates. Okay. All right. So I wish I could bring this up. Hey, there it is. Oh, it looks terrible because it's all white in the background when you bring it over to the web page. All right. Well, if you can read it, if not, I'll read it to you. So a new thing that, not a new thing, the thing that we're actually bringing back for this season is Media Day. Um, this is Dylan Parker's idea, so we're gonna let Dylan Parker explain it.
Oh shoot, where's the little thing at? Where's the little
it's in the admin channel.
um? It wasn't just my idea. Don't give me all the credit. It was Noah's too.
Both of
Yeah.
y'all
Okay.
can
So
explain it, then that's fine.
so basically, summarized terms, media day is just gonna be where everyone can join with their teams and team paint schemes, and everyone just joins drivers. Everyone get pictures with their teams of in a pack or something. Just kind of like a cool little thing to do. Um, what else was there? Was that it? Just like with the teams and drivers things, the first part. Basically, we just get pictures and we settle who all's on what team, and we can put it on the website and all the other stuff.
So basically, it's an opportunity for teams. So it's almost like a really long practice session. And so the track will be open. You can go out on track. I know that in the past, how we've done it is so as a team, you would go out in a group. Um, you would get lined up and then drive around for a couple laps. Um, maybe get side by side or however you want to do it, and then um, someone on the team will go through and get pictures of your team. You can post those on social media or whatever. Um, and then there's I know that a lot of teams in the past have um, parked like at the exit of pit road off to the side, so that way people can still get out of pit road, but off to the side and get some photos that way. And then there's some people that stop on the backstretch um, on the apron and get some pictures that way. But yeah, it's just an opportunity to get some team pictures. Um, really more for yourself, but because later on we'll get pictures for the league that we'll use for our social media, our websites, and things like that.
Yeah, so that's definitely something that's gonna be fun to do. And then after the hour-long practice, then we go into qualifying for the Daytona race in single car qualifying. And how that's gonna work is it's gonna be open qualifying. Every car is gonna line up at the end of pit road, basically like real life, and then one by one let you go on the track. And it's not something that's necessary, but it just kind of adds the experience. It's like in the Winstell. Whenever I was doing that for Winstell, that was just it was fun to do. Like it was just something different to do, and it's not something you do every week because it get old quick. But for the first race of the season, it's just kind of cool to just kind of chill and then wait for your lap, watch everyone else what they're doing. You just get to see what everyone's doing, and then once you finally get to go out, everyone's watching you too. So it's just something fun to do to kill an hour and uh, enjoy yourself.
Yeah. So I mean, you said it right there. Our Daytona qualifying for this season is going to be set up kind of different. Now that you can, I think you've been able to do it for a while, but we're going to implement it this season where you can create a starting grid for the first race. So we're going to have single car qualifying. I don't think we're going to do the duels or nothing like that. We're just going to go from that qualifying to go straight into Daytona with it.
Are we doing that for Charlotte too? Like All Star qualifying since it's a Charlotte?
Yes.
Oh, that I wasn't even thinking about that, man. That's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah. So
Oh,
so that will be our media day on that's on 222. That's actually what 3 weeks from now, 2 weeks from now, something like that.
22.
It's about
That is,
2 weeks from now.
That's the wrong dates. That's the wrong dates. Hold on, I'm gonna fix this.
Sure,
No,
that's the wrong date.
That's the wrong schedule. That's okay. I was looking at the wrong schedule. Yeah,
So
22. That's
yeah,
the right
two
one.
twenty. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's about 2 weeks.
All right. So once we do the media day and the Daytona qualifying, then we're gonna go 2 weeks before we get to Daytona. So you get your spot and then you wait 2 weeks for it. Why don't we use the Clash as
Wait, that might be the wrong one too, because I switched to Clash and Media Day. Oh my.
huh? I'm
I'm pretty
confused.
sure I switched to Clash and Media Day. I got them two mixed up.
I think
I
it
think
works
that's
out
what happened.
perfect. We need to keep it like this then.
Why?
Media day to the qualifying, and then we can use the Clash, or we can change the Clash to duels, since we're already gonna be we're already gonna be there racing that night.
Oh yeah, good.
Front row keeps their spots. Everybody else race, one race for the inside, one race for the outside.
Unless you crash and then you gotta start last.
That is true.
You start on front row.
You want to do that too? If
That,
you were at the top two and you crash in the duel race, you start last.
Yeah.
I'm
you don't
down.
have to do the dual race though, right?
No, you have to do it.
I don't think that's how that works though. I'm pretty sure the top two qualifying get to skip the duels.
We'll see. We'll make it driver optional. How about that?
Yeah, that works.
Hey, you can race, but if you crash, you ain't getting your front row. If you finish, then you get the front row.
So if you DNF,
If you
basically, you
DNF,
like
you start at the
even if
back.
you're 5 laps down and you still finish, you're fine.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that works.
I mean, it kind of makes you think, okay, if I wreck, maybe I should sit here, get my car repaired, and get back out there.
Okay,
So.
that can work.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that's what we're looking at, and then we go into Daytona. I think didn't we get away from this last season? We
We
started.
did, yeah.
We did.
We started at Las Vegas.
Yeah.
No, we got away from that like since season.
No,
Yeah, we haven't done Daytona since season 4.
That was 2 years ago, Martin. Come on, you're not that old.
Okay, well we're getting back to what I like the best, and that's starting out with Daytona. I mean it's you start off with a bang. You start off anybody can win. So that's gonna be ran March 8th. Um, I think we're looking at what's it like? 84 laps or 85 laps, something like that. I think is right at around 200 miles or maybe
No,
75 laps.
that's
No,
200 miles. Oh wait, yeah, that'll be around
because 100 laps is
100 laps
100 is 250.
yeah, it's 250. Then 75 should be around like 200. Yeah, it should
It's
be
the
around
70 to 80 area. So yeah, we go March 8th to Daytona, and then March 15th we take on Hotlanta. Kind of our East Coast run here, because we stay on the East Coast and we go to Richmond March 22nd. And then we head out west, which I think is actually going to be a great race. I mean, every time we've ran Auto Club in these cars, it's been a blast. So Auto Club March 29th, and then we come back to a track that we haven't ran in a couple of seasons. Um, Still kind
Dover.
of yeah, kind of sketched out on this one, but yeah, Dover on April 5th. Um, Dover's going to be an interesting one. That's going to be a fun track.
I
I
think
I
Dan
personally love it.
Cruz might be one of the ones to watch out at Dover and Richmond. That's two of
Hmm.
his one of his like best tracks.
Hell yeah. And then we move on to the Roval. Of all places to go, we're going to the Roval.
If JB Hendrick races, then I think he's gonna be some
Yeah.
some pretty scary at Roval.
Oh
It'll
yeah.
be exciting to see who finishes second.
Oh yeah. Davey gets on a road course in a stock car, and it's God. He can make that son of a gun move like nobody else can.
Speaking of which, who y'all think's gonna be the plate racer of the week at Daytona?
I mean, there's a couple
Any
names that come to
picks?
mind.
Because some people may be fast, but they're too reckless for their own good.
Dylan Parker.
May or may not be true.
I'm gonna throw one out. I'm gonna say, I mean, the guy that won the 500. Every super speedway race that we've had that he's been in, he's at the front at the finish, and that's Zach Probst.
It is
Zach
true.
Probst. That's a complete opposite of what I would have known of Zach Probst a while ago. Never finishes races.
Never finished his regular ovals, but when it comes to a super speedway, that kid's always at the front near the end.
True.
I mean, look at the 500. He rode in the back for a while, then all of a sudden, come to the end, he's there. Bam. So I don't know. Should be interesting. I mean, I'm gonna throw myself in that consideration too, because that's about the only track I can run up front in this league. So
Nah, he almost won the championship.
yeah, but that was because it was a lot of second places to Davey.
True.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I had a good playoffs. I mean, I finished fourth. I went fourth, third, second, seventh in the playoffs. So I mean, not too bad, but I could have done better.
Should have done better.
I mean, I almost ran him down at Chicagoland, but I had a big old slide out of turn four that just killed every bit of momentum I had. I lost the draft off of him, killed my tires, and he just walked away after that. So after the Roval race, then we move. We're gonna take a week off at that point, which I think is what, Easter week or something.
I
Yeah,
believe so.
it's
Yeah.
like the day after Easter.
So then we're going to Michigan, April 26th. And Michigan's another track like Auto Club. We've always had good racing every time we go there. Nice wide track, 2 miles, 100 laps around that place. You definitely have to be patient. So,
First thing that comes to mind of Michigan is just Caden messing up the championship race. Not messing up. Darren Clements holding a grudge against Caden for racing him a little hard.
oh
I'm
yeah,
pretty sure he still holds that grudge to this day after 3 years.
oh yeah, I'm sure he does. So, after that, then we go to our All Star Charlotte race, and that will be ran. What's that? May 3rd.
Yeah.
That one's gonna be. We're gonna try to come up with some kind of format to run that race to kind of keep it interesting instead of just getting out there for 80 or 100 laps and saying here you go. Um, I mean, we might have the three stages to it, and mandatory pit stops here and there, or mandatory two-tire stop. I mean, just something to kind of have some fun with it.
I think the All Star qualifying is gonna it's gonna be fun. Is that gonna be before, like right before the session, or like the day before? Should
That
be
I
right
mean, we could
before.
need. I would think probably right before. We might open the session up at probably 2 hours early that night,
I
and
think you
kind of.
have to do two sessions to set up the grid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you
Oh,
run the 2 hour session and then open the new session at so and so time,
should you should just be able to do an hour session. Well, hour and a half. I guess. Yeah, you should probably just have to do two, depending on how many show up.
oh yeah. So
Because I guess this season. Well, hold on. How do they do it in real life? They do All Star qualifying, and then they do the heats for people who haven't like won races or championships or something like that.
Yeah, the Open. Yeah.
yeah, the open. We
Is
don't. I don't
do
think
the
we'll have enough drivers for that.
yeah,
No.
or unless we have everyone from season 1 through 3 show up.
I
But
will say I want to put a cap on that race. To kind of like, hey, do something or something like that.
I think that's a next season sort of thing.
Think so?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It just depends.
Yeah, I
So
got you.
How do the people who run the Open also do All Star qualifying, or is it just previous
No.
winners?
No, the Open is for if you haven't, what's it? You haven't won a stage, a race, or qualified on a pole. You run the Open. If you've
Okay.
done one of those three, if you've won a race, won a stage, or qualify a pole, any I think any time in the past, you don't have to run the Open. You're automatically locked in.
I guess that makes sense. Because whenever we did have the All Star race at Charlotte, I don't. It seemed like every time someone who win the Open, they start in the back. I just didn't remember how they got there. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. So, then we move on to May 10th. We're going to Texas. The new updated,
Yucky.
yeah, fun Texas.
That's fun,
But
at Xfinity
but
cars.
but then we go back short track racing after that. So Iowa's not a real. Iowa's actually a great track in these cars. Um, it's fun. It's short, but you still have to drive it. You know, you still got to carry the speed. It's like a good mixture. It's shaped like a mile and a half, but it's a short track. So that makes it really fun.
Yeah.
And then we move on to the ultimate cookie cutter
Chicagoland, the track that
Chicagoland.
died too early.
I love that track. Now,
Never
Chicagoland is
liked it.
actually our regular season cutoff. This is our 10th race. So at that point, we'll run 10 regular season races, a clash, and all-star race. You get 12 races before the playoff starts. Only 10 points races. Um, and at that point, I think we're still probably going to end up taking top 10 at this point. I think that's,
Yeah,
yeah, we did top 10.
top 10.
Yeah, top 10 at this point. And it's 5 races. Um, May the best man win at that point. And it's Bristol, Las Vegas, Watkins Glen, Talladega, Homestead. Really great tracks. You got your short track, you got your mile and a half, you got your road course, you got your super speedway, and then you got the amazing Homestead. Championship weekend in Homestead. NASCAR don't want to do it. We're gonna do it.
Yeah. Ooh.
Hell, any races on there that excite any of
4,
y'all
5,
or
6, 7, 8. Um, yeah, before that though, I think it's top 8 we're going with on the playoff.
we're gonna go top 8?
Yeah, top 8.
Okay.
I think it'll be dependent on how many people we get. But yeah.
Alright. Tracks that excite me. Hmm. Let's think. A lot of good tracks. Not really many bad tracks like Pocono or Indianapolis. Hmm. Charlotte, that's always pretty fun. Homestead, it's a great track.
I'm excited for Las Vegas personally.
Oh yeah, I love that track. If you
Atlanta,
can learn how to run 3 and 4, oh, you'd be so fast at Vegas.
Atlanta is a throw up because it's we may have the new one before we get to that race.
That is true.
So that would be wishy washy. It'll really suck if we have to buy that track.
Oh yeah.
I guess the track I'm most excited for is probably Homestead, just because
Huh.
it's Homestead. Maybe All Star Charlotte, just because of the format.
Tell you one that I think is going to be a blast, and it's either going to make it's either gonna you're either gonna hate it or you're gonna love it, and that is the Talladega race in the playoffs.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
The race
That's
right before the championship race.
right before the championship race. It's either gonna put you in a spot where you want to be going in, or that's gonna knock you completely out of where you thought you were gonna be.
I wonder how many playoff drivers will go in that race and run in the back the entire time.
Oh man, and I'm hoping that at that point it gets to okay, we got 3 or 4 drivers on the cusp of the, are fighting for, top couple top positions there. That all right, look, we got a race. We can't hang out.
Yeah.
If so and so wins this race, they might jump up 3 positions, and I hope it gets that close. I mean, and that would make that race that much more interesting. Or at that point, it could take the guy that's in first and he stays back, and everybody else is racing trying to win the race, and they wreck out, and he gets a big lead going into the final race. Um,
Or could be season 4 type thing where everyone wrecks going to turn 3 and Almond wins the race.
yeah, could be that too. So I mean, I think Talladega. I'm very excited for that one. I'm always excited for Chicagoland. I just feel like that's a great track. I'm really glad that we bring Richmond back, and it's early in the season too. Richmond's a great track.
For sure.
All right.
Robert? No, no, no.
I don't know if Robert's here or not. He hasn't talked to. I told him that he was gonna do that. Rob, nothing. He muted. Okay. All right. Moving on then. So we get back to this. Get back to our race on the YouTube stream. So couple things that I wanted to throw out this season too. I mean, just some ideas. It's driver of the year, team of the year. I mean, and that's pretty much going to come down to like your championship and your team champion, things like that. Most improved driver, somebody that maybe started the season off really rough and had a comeback towards the end. I think would be another one. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Uh, So yeah, I mean, and we might come up with some more. Who knows? But I know that that's just a couple of them that we're looking at, putting out there right now. Things could change from day to day. Couple things. If you listen to this and you're in the league and you're in the Discord, there's a lot of channels in the Discord that you can find out a lot of information. We got the schedule tab, so you can see that at any point. We got the rules tab. New thing that we're doing now that we just had somebody completely go over and redo is all of our social media accounts. So we have Slide Job Racing League now has a Twitter account. Slide Job now has a Instagram account, and we have a new and updated Facebook account. Um, so make sure to go find us on all of those. It'll be at Slide Job Racing League. I think all three of them are go by that. So make sure to check those out. We'll be posting, pictures, race winner photos, um, posters for the upcoming race, things like that. That we're gonna have a couple of different guys working on and working hard every week to get those out. We'll also have podcast links posted on those social media accounts. So there'll be a lot of cool things this season that we're moving into. Um, so I guess at this point, we can go into things that we're looking to gain this season and kind of expectations for the season. We'll go through everybody. It's Noah, we'll start with you. Kind of look like what are you looking to gain this season, and what do you expect from this season?
Well, I think for the league overall, I'm excited that there are, at least there seem to be a lot of people excited about this. Um, it's been a rough couple of seasons, um, with losing some drivers throughout the season, and that's always tough. But I think we've done a lot to hopefully encourage people to come back and for new people to come in and enjoy what I know myself and several other people have enjoyed about this league for uh, the entirety of its existence. Um, and it's just a fun place to be, and I think that we're gonna take it to another level. I think some of the changes that were made are gonna be really, really positive and are gonna make everything a lot of fun. For me personally, I hopefully I have a better season than I did last season. Um, my defending my championship last season did not go well, so hopefully this season will be a bit better.
Yeah, I mean, hey, me personally too. I hope my season goes better than last season, because then I'll be sitting, at the top at the end. So, Parker, what you got?
For what?
Talk about what you look to, maybe gain from this season and kind of what you expect
Oh,
out of this season.
well, like Noah said, um, last few seasons have been a little rough. Season five was a good step in the direction for the first part, but it seems like the second part was a little rough. So definitely from the changes that have been made, it's looking very promising to bring back the excitement and spark that Slide Job used to have in like whenever I first joined in early 2019. Um, and the things that kept me around for a while up until this day. So I'm definitely looking forward to a lot of the new changes, like the teams. I think that's gonna be really fun. Um, just a lot of the cool. I'm not gonna say gimmicks, but just interesting stuff that will make it just more unique from other leagues.
Definitely, definitely. Rob, you there?
Yeah.
All right, turn off your train in the background.
No.
That's better. All right. So now you. Oh no, your train's still there.
I don't know. I don't have anything on now.
Oh, then your mic picks up everything.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you go ahead and tell us. What you're thinking.
I'm gonna be honest. I missed the last like 10 minutes. I had to go.
So, tell us what you look to gain from this season and kind of what expectations for the season.
I expect good things to come out of this season. With the like what Perk was saying with the, the purse at the end of the season for teams and top three or top five. Definitely gonna play a factor in driver count this year. I think it's gonna be a good racing season. I think we're going to get a lot of people that we drove with before, so it's going to we're all comfortable with racing with each other for the most part, and it's going to just be great racing for the broadcast and just great racing in general for Slide.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm gonna kind of go like a little corny message here. I'm hoping to gain more friendships from this season. Um, this league right here has brought 40 to 60 new friendships. Just for me personally, of guys that I get on here and race with and talk to and shoot the shit with and I hope to gain a few more out of this season. I expect us to have a great season. Um, I expect us as an admin team to really try to put in that work this season. I don't want us to get lazy throughout the season. Drivers have questions. I want to get them answered as fast as possible. Drivers have concerns, problems. Um, I want to get to a point where we can be an open door, where we can, you know, no matter what, if anything is going on, let us know, let me know, and we will dang sure do our best to fix that for all the guys. And there are things that drivers are not going to agree with. There are things that some of the admins are not going to agree with some of the calls made. But that's the part about being the head guy at this. Being the face, being the voice of, hey, we can't do that, and this is why I think we can't do that. And some of it is based on personal feelings towards subjects or personal things like that. Might be why a call is made, not calls, but like a decision for the league. Um, and like it's never towards anybody. It's just, hey, I might not want the league to go in this direction. This is kind of I want to steer it this way, so this is why this decision was made. So I hope that everybody keeps an open mind, especially this season. Of we are really trying to dump everything we can into this to build us back up, to get us rolling again. Um, because I got lazy the last two seasons. I really did, and that's on me, and that's my fault. Um, I tried to base everything off of personal feelings and and yeah, based off of personal relationships and trying to keep people happy, and I have to understand that at the end of the day, we're gonna put something on the track. We're gonna put a league out there. If guys want to be a part of it, they're gonna be a part of it. If they don't, they don't. And I know that that's something I have to learn and stick to more of, especially coming this season. Um, so I hope to gain the trust from everybody that if you care about this league and you want to run this league, that that you will trust me to try to steer it in the right direction, to try to put it where I think it needs to go. And I might not make every right decision. You know, that comes with it. Um, and I'm open to scrutiny. I'm open to, if you don't agree with me, that's fine. Tell me. I don't care. I want to be told, hey, I don't agree with this because I feel this. Uh, Open dialogue, to me, an open dialogue makes the best decisions. I'll have an open mind. You have an open mind too, please. And this goes to every driver that's listening to this. Um, this is like this is the last big effort. I know coming into this season, I say the last big effort, but we're gonna run through this season and I'm like, all right, let's try to do something better next season. But coming into this season, I was ready to shut slide job down. I was ready to go away with it. Um, and I'm glad that we didn't. I'm really glad we didn't because we have already built up such a rapport back, just word of mouth and some of the relationships we've had. Excuse me. And some of the other leagues that we've been in, and guys racing alongside of us, and to me, a reputation as a good, clean driver, I feel like I have for myself. I feel like that speaks a lot to some of these guys coming in. Of hey, if this guy races like that way, and it's not his league, and it's not really something that he's trying to, you know, he's not holding the reputation of that league, and he's still clean. I wonder what he does in his own league. That everything does reflect back on him, and I hope that I've put that out there. So like I said, I know it's a little corny and a little, a little, but I do care about all the guys that run here with us, and I'm excited to have the new guys show up, and at the after races 25, 30 people voice chats that we're all in, and we're all just shooting the shit and shit talking each other, and like, listen, I will shit talk with the best of them. If you want to shit talk me, let's go. But just know you're gonna get shit talked back. So, um, but yeah, that's what I expect from this season, and I hope we gain a lot of. I want to gain a lot of trust out of this season from everybody. I didn't mean to take up that much time, guys. I'm sorry.
No, no, no. Said it perfect. That was brought a tear to my eye. So beautiful.
So I guess we'll kind of right now. I want to kind of open it up to like, is there anything that we missed that's one of y'all might want to touch on or bring up or add to before we get jump off here?
I think we covered about everything.
Who do you think's gonna win the championship this year?
Ooh. You want honest answer or smart ass answer?
Why not both?
Alright, so I'll give you the smart ass answer first. And I'm gonna go with Dane Cruz.
Oh,
That might actually happen.
That's my smart ass answer. That's my like I'm half like I can halfway believe it, but I can halfway see him not doing it too. Now who I really think would win it, and I think it might surprise people because this guy has come a long way. Pisses me off, but he has come a long way, and I don't even know if it's confirmed if he's racing or not. But if it is, if he does end up racing, I'm honestly gonna have to go with Zach Almond.
Zach
The
Almond.
kid is
Oh,
man,
just the kid.
man.
The
oh,
kid is
that's a good one.
just he's consistent wherever he goes. I mean, like I said, much as it pisses me off because I was there when his little squeaking ass 12-year-old voice came across the radio the first time in this league. And I told myself, I'm gonna hate that kid. God, I'm gonna hate that kid. And he's gotten
Now
better. He's
he's
gotten faster, and he waxes a lot of people's asses. So
and now he's a 16-year-old
I
without a
mean,
license.
it's I could see him winning. I feel like Parker is another strong candidate for it. Um, where's that little list at? Let me go through the list.
Here, I'll just send it to you real quick. If you want all the drivers right now,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll just send it to you.
I mean, I think like Caden. I feel like Caden would be a top five, top eight probably. I
Clark
f-
Anakin, can't forget about Clark.
yeah, no, I don't want to forget about Clark, but I just feel like for some reason, boy, Zach's got Clark's number at every place we go.
You can't forget about Christine if he races this year.
True, can't. There's a few more. I don't know what's the right word to be.
There's a few more
Uh,
quick, consistent guys that are coming in too that I think is
yeah,
really gonna hurt me. It's gonna piss me off.
I
But
think Zach Almond is a good pick, but whenever he messes up hard.
oh yeah, big time.
I got the consistency down a bit better than him. I've been saying it though for a year. As soon as he figures out the consistency and do not hit the wall, he will be dangerous.
Oh yeah, big time.
It took me a little while to figure that out, but I've got that figured out. It's just whenever I don't care, I usually you know don't do that. But as soon as you see Almond figure that out, which Almond may not be the what's the right word, the fastest tool in the shed, I guess would be the smartest, because he's smart, but he's just not exactly the fastest at grasping a concept.
I love how you're calling him dumb and you got the phrase wrong.
No, I know it's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but he's
Uh-huh.
not
There
dumb.
you go.
He's not dumb.
I mean, you
That's the
could have
thing.
went with brightest crayon in the coloring box too, I guess.
It takes him longer to grasp concepts, but he's not dumb. Sometimes he does it as a joke, but there's sometimes where he actually just does not understand. It's like, hey, this is how this works, and he's like, huh?
One thing that Amon does have going for him, which I always find this interesting, and it stayed true this past season, is that he hasn't won a championship in slide job, and there's never been a repeat champion. So that's definitely a
Exactly.
positive for him.
I I've had this. I don't know if I've told anyone, but I've wanted to be the first one. I was wanting to do it in season 5, but AJ Servato, and I was wanting to do it season 6, but there's
Noah
too much.
Maori.
There's too much controversy. I feel like
And I feel
I
like
don't.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out there. I hope that we have matured enough to a point that once controversy hits, we can shoot it down real quick. Not necessarily shoot it down like, hey, don't talk about it, but more like, hey, we can take care of the problem. Hey, this can be handled very quickly.
Yeah,
Things like that. Their problem comes up. Hey, as an admin team, we need to get together. Hey, let's figure this problem out. Let's make the best decision. Let's see what we can do. Bam, bam. It's done. Over with. Decision made. Problem solved.
Well, and I think going through what we did in season 6, through some of those controversies and problems, um, I think we all learned, even though, you know, myself, I don't think Dylan was part of the admin team at the time. Um, I know I wasn't, but I think that we all learned from that, admin team or not. I think it
Yeah.
was a nice learning experience, and I think overall we have a better idea of how to handle situations like that because of that.
Yeah, that's true.
What
Very true.
exactly what would happen?
Just some of
I
the
was
controversies with, some guys wrecking other, some of the older guys time and time again, and you know, I think I can remember a Martinsville race. where somebody tried to convince
We're not
me
gonna
that
talk about that.
their braking point was 17 cars deep in the corner.
Hey, I was in the brakes.
Oh, I
Was
thought you
I
were talking about me.
was I trying to make the corner? No, but I was in the brakes.
Yeah, just 17 cars late.
I thought you was talking about me from like.
Yeah, you and Dane had some issues that season
Nah,
too.
no,
Yeah.
I was like bringing up Martinsville from like 2019 again,
Oh no, I don't want to ever talk about that again.
where I almost got kicked,
I mean,
and that
yeah,
one
you
sucked.
flipped 7 cars in one race.
I didn't flip them. I flipped one car.
Parker, I was one of them.
I flipped one car.
Yeah, you flipped the owner on the backstretch out of turn 2.
Look. Aren't you glad you didn't kick
How
me now?
you flip a
Aren't you glad you
car
didn't kick me?
at Martinsville because you don't go over 108 miles an hour?
Well, aren't you glad you didn't kick me now?
Sometimes.
Nah. Is there a clash tonight for the Cup Series? Cause I'm seeing
No, they were
tweet.
doing promos. They had Blaney,
Oh.
Bowman, Elliott, and somebody else out there. It was only 4 cars, and they were doing promos for the, I guess, probably the intro and all that stuff. Which, I mean, even 4 cars on that track, and it looks like it's crammed. You're gonna put 20 on it Sunday. It's like, okay, not gonna work,
That
but hey.
four cars definitely does look pretty small. That is wow.
All right, guys. Well, I think we're at that point of the end of the show. I want to appreciate Rob coming out, Parker coming out, Noah coming out. Um, we got through 87 laps of the 500. We've been on air for an hour and 12 minutes. A lot of information brought out, a lot of new ideas. Um, and I'm glad we got the 4 of us together. It's not the whole admin team, which I know Corey couldn't be here. Chris couldn't be here. I think that's the only 2 we're missing.
I
Yeah.
never got to pick my pick for championship.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead and do that. That's right. Go
Well,
ahead. I'll let you,
my pick's gonna be it's gonna be old hold on, I gotta weigh the options. I think we're gonna see some people choke, and I think
stop talking about Caden.
I think we're gonna see old Chris Dean win it,
Okay.
or
Okay.
or um possibly the owner or
Yeah.
Clark. Those are
Nah.
my 3 picks. Clark, I feel like there's gonna be some people choking, and then you 3 are gonna be the ones to like not compromise. I don't know the word.
Capitalize on the
Capitalize.
Yeah,
There you go.
capitalize on that.
All right, Noah. Who you got?
um I hmm I think that Dylan Parker is gonna make history and become the first 2-time Slide Jawb Premier Series champion.
Ooh.
Oh, thank you,
That's
Noah.
my pick.
Parker with the 2-time.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
that'd be history in the making of 3 years.
Yeah.
I feel like Parker's gonna go into Talladega with the points lead,
Yeah,
crash out 20 laps
I'm
into the
definitely gonna do
race,
that
and then
exact
go
thing.
into Homestead 40 points back.
Have you not seen me in Great Lakes? If I make it to the points lead, if I make it in the playoffs, I always have a first half of the season slump. Doesn't matter what I do for some reason.
All right, Rob. Let's get your picks in.
I mean, I'm going to go off the hook and say that a new driver is going to win the championship this year.
Oh,
And like I was saying, fast drivers coming in like Christine, Brian Suffin,
I could see somebody like Jason Dalton up there.
yeah, Dalton. Uh, who knows who else might come in? I'm just going to go. Meaning, if
I
I go
know.
with
I
anybody,
know. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, I'll go with like maybe like Parker, Noah. But, I mean, I can't count out like you're saying, Jason Dalton, Christine, Martin yourself, uh, Davey if he decides to race, or if he David to race. There's a lot of people who can potentially win the championship.
Okay. I'm gonna throw. Okay, so it's gonna be kind of like my bold dark horse pick here, and I'm gonna throw somebody out there that I'm gonna, that because I know that they already locked in the race, and I'm gonna go with a Blaine Sparling,
Ooh.
the non-winning champion. That we've all raced with, that we know how that went down. I could potentially see something like that going down.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I really like that pick.
Uh,
That's a really good pick.
a real consistent tire saving son of a gun like Blaine Sparling, especially at some of these tracks that we're going to run at Michigan and Xfinity car, you got to save them tires.
Yeah.
An auto club, Chicagoland, a Watkins Glen in the playoffs is going to set up perfect for Blaine. I mean, that's my dark horse pick. I'm gonna go to Blaine Sparling.
That's a good dark horse.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, well, anything else we want to kind of throw out there before we jump off here?
I think that's it.
Alrighty then. So, last words of the podcast. We're gonna go ahead and throw it out there for everybody. If you are ballsy enough to throw a slide job, don't get mad on the guy on the outside if he doesn't lift. Good night, folks. Bam! Done. There you go. Now I just gotta go download these two and put them together. Out of there, out of there. Y'all want to jump on some Monopoly?
No, I'm going to bed in